Okay, welcome everybody. Lovely to see you all. Hello, Jeff, Holger, Nathan. Hello, Alan. Hi, Mike. Hello, Frank. George. Hey, George. Richard. Patrick. Welcome. So you can welcome the stillness. Which is this effortless, aware presence, welcoming itself. Nothing that you need to do. In this vast, open, borderless perceiving space. There are no separate entities. There is no past, no history, no form, no structure in the reality of our experience, which is this transparent presence. So I recognize myself as this transparency. The eternity of being. A thought may appear to you. As it appears, it dissolves in the space, in the presence out of which and in which it appears. Like this sound, this hearing dissolves in the same space out of which and in which it appears. Everything that is visible to the senses, every mind structure, is empty in essence. As it appears, it disappears. in the complete absence of time. This is what we call life. This ongoing appearance and disappearance in the eternity of presence. This is what we call mind, which is this ongoing appearance and disappearance of perceptions within aware presence. No duration. That which neither appears nor disappears is unstirred, unmoved. Transparent eye. Which is the essence, the heart, the reality of all experiences. The substance of the emptiness is full. Which we refer to as the light of being, or the light of awareness. Self-knowing and all-knowing. There is only one knowingness, which knows itself as I. First, The journey starts with I am a person, I am somebody. A character that exists in time and space. Seeking, resisting, fretting, searching. And then we come to the understanding that this character, which I take myself to be, is fiction, an empty vessel. And that the true vessel is consciousness. But there is still a vessel. An empty vessel, but still a vessel. The inner and the outer. And finally, we come to the understanding that this vessel is borderless, formless, shapeless, edgeless. The one and only reality. Everything returns to its natural order. So go to the sensation of your body, whichever way this sense of yourself appears, at the feeling level. And like you release a bird by opening your hand and allowing the bird to fly away, giving it its freedom. Open your hands and allow that sense of yourself at the feeling level, whichever way it's appearing. Allow it to fly away. Release it. From its imaginary boundaries. so that you no longer are an empty vessel, but the fullness, the wholeness of being, the totality. So if you have any questions, anything that you would like to explore, please make sure you unmute your mic. You're welcome to turn on your video if you care. So any questions?
Hi, Magdi.
Hello, Mike.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Thank you for a beautiful meditation. Hmm. I thought I would just share a little bit about my experience since I saw you 2-3 weeks ago. And thank you for having me on the call. This is my first live attendance. So I've just gone through moving my life from the States to Costa Rica, and there's been a lot of challenges, a lot of egoic upset, fears, and I've been finding myself located in upset, and I've moved through it over the last couple of days. And what I've noticed, and I've heard it before, but with different eyes, I've seen the instability of form, the instability of the mind, and how habitually I'm located in the upset as form. And I've heard the question asked on the recordings. I think I asked it 3 times, and I heard it other people. It's a common question, and it's the choiceless choice. You know, how to locate one's attention, the attention in being. You just did it just now. It was spectacular, and I'm learning more and more that it's about surrender and allowing the state to be what the state is, the physical state, mental state, and to let it do what it's going to do, and to do less wanting, desiring, resisting, all those things that I do, even though I know these things. I know the distinctions of being, but I still find myself dropping into form. And I don't even know if there's a question. Mm-hmm. I think it's something that anyone on this path is experiencing. And so I thought I'd just raise that and see if you had any comments or any further distinguish. I've asked this question before, so I hesitate to ask it, but it's still, perhaps I'm seeking more clarity. I don't need to. It gets confusing.
Yes.
Confusing when I put my attention in the thoughts of it, you know?
Yeah, we're all familiar with that, with this, with what you're bringing up, Mike. What matters is for you to understand that whenever you're experiencing a certain, let's say, contraction or a certain unhappiness, a couple of things. First, that at that very moment, you're assuming yourself to be a limited consciousness, a mortal body, mind, a personal self. And right there, with that assumption, with that belief, the unhappiness is there. Mm-hmm. It's going to manifest itself, depending on the situation, in different ways. Situations change, it will appear to you, the unhappiness will manifest, will appear to you via your body, via your mind, via your perception, in different ways, depending on the situations that are constantly changing. But the seed, the cause of happiness, of unhappiness, the trigger is the belief that I, this aware presence, the reality that's right now perceives, that is formless, shapeless, effortlessly aware, that does not need any props, does not need anything, that reality depends on the body mind, belongs to the body, or is connected to the body, or to the brain, or to the life, or to the family, or to the culture, or to whatever. Any superimposition that is imposed upon awareness is the root cause of misery and unhappiness. That understanding is important, and there is no, do not tire yourself from revisiting this understanding that, yes, that's what's going on at this very moment. At the moment you're unhappy, you're thinking about, oh, me in time, oh, why did I do this and that? I being I, the body mind, Mike, the entity, Mike, the feelings, the bundle of feelings that you refer to as Mike, whatever you refer to as Mike. That's an important understanding. So please make a note of that. Make a note of that somehow. It's already actually noted, but now also do not wait for some noticeable bigger unhappiness to arise on the screen. Even the small freaking irritation, like John, where the heck did I put my shoes? You know, I mean, it could be ridiculously funny, you know, but yet it's an irritation. Use these the abundance of these trivial irritations as your practice ground, use them to notice that, okay, in this situation may be silly, where do I put my keys, or why did he show up 10 minutes later, or whatever, you know, why did I indulge in eating an additional whatever when I was not hungry, whatever, you know, these little things, use them as an opportunity to notice that, okay, you're referring to yourself as the body-mind entity, as a limited awareness, as something. Mm-hmm. But your reality right now in this moment is not that which you perceive. The reality of awareness is not something, it's not a sensation, it's not a feeling, it's not an idea, it's not an image, it's not what you had for breakfast yesterday. It's that pristine awareness. That there are no words about it, but it's absolute reality, or absolutely real. There's nothing that can capture it in the mind cannot capture it, and yet it knows itself, and it's absolute reality of being, of experience. The other thing that I wanted to mention in terms of the contractions or unhappinesses that we meet in life too, rather than perceive them as problems, perceive them as opportunities. Ah, what a great opportunity. Yeah, what a great opportunity. There is a story of this Zen master who had a Zen monastery up in the mountains. They usually have them away from the city. In the old days, at least they did, and has these students, and they do all the sessions and all the quiet times and beautiful sounds of nature, and everybody's cleaning the deck and doing the yard work, and it's just a beautiful Zen garden, really beautiful place. And everybody's just so, it's it. This is the Zen center, you know. So what the Zen master did, he went down in the village and he found the most troublesome fellow in the village that is always up to some tricks and trickster. And he hired him. He told him, look, I'm going to pay you, and you'll have the meals and everything. I want you to come and live in the center. Come up and live in the monastery. Burping in the dining hall and not bowing when everybody should bow in the prostrations, and chanting out of tune or not chanting at all, or to just bring him up to the center, so that the monks, you know, those pure monks, have an opportunity to really have a chance to deepen their practice. Once you are a student of the way, once you are on the path to God, to truth, there is no return. you are on the journey. There's an understanding about what it is about. And so, yes, there will be contrarieties. There will be some events in your daily life, in your body, in your mind, in your relationships. But in a way, we keep our eye on the ball, and we flow with life, and we navigate life, but we're not trying to preserve anything.
It occurs to me to use that practice even when the body mind is happy, and
Yes,
do it then too.
absolutely. That's absolutely yes. Right.
Easier there to do it there.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we try with the little things, when we're doing, like, for example, the high jump, you don't start at, the championship level. You start at, what works for you, and slowly you develop the form, and, when to elongate your body, etc. What steps to make and how to. Yes, I cannot stress that enough, that life is just full of opportunities for us. Let's not wait. We don't wait for just the smallest irritation, whatever. I don't know, it varies, but whatever you notice, just take a look at it. Take a look at it. There cannot be an irritation if there isn't a sense of you trying to protect something or somebody of value, of course, which is what you imagine is important, is valuable. And consciousness is not in the business of protecting anything. If it was in the business of protecting anything, there would never be any tsunamis. Never. How could there be any tsunami? It would never be volcanic eruptions. There wouldn't be death. There wouldn't be birth and death. I mean, it's not. It's complete freedom. The complete freedom of being, of God's freedom, absolute. So don't limit yourself in any way. The way we limit ourselves is by defining ourselves. Somehow this need to feel something, or to be somebody, or to be recognized for something, or to have some experience, or whatever. I mean, all of these are limitations. Of course, I'm not talking about like being a hermit. You live life, you celebrate life, you enjoy life. Sometimes, look at children, they fall, they bump their knee, they cry, then they forget about it, they laugh, they learn, okay, don't bump into the wall. It's alive, it's alive. But they're like worry-free, childlike. It's simple. It's simple. It's not. It's planning, but it's without the worry, the concern, the sense of lack, the fear. No, it's an exploration. Life is for us to sort of get a full bite out of it, every moment.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Okay, Mike. Any question?
Magdi,
Yes.
I wanted to say I was very moved, and there was an understanding from what you told me last time. I was talking at the time about emotional strife and my need at certain conditions and situations to escape into kind of visualization of the borderlessness of the presence.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt there was a new stress. There was like a splitting between the transparent and the non-transparent. There was no wholeness. There was a split, almost imagination. And in the last couple of days, almost a lot of things kind of changed. And this kind of drive to imagine awareness, imagine consciousness, the borderlessness, the space, the formless, it's kind of collapsed. And I found something really simple. Like you said to me, be as you are. And that was it. It was finished there. There was just that, you know? And yeah, of course, there was a pull of life. I could feel the movement of the mind here. And then it was almost with a smile coming back to me. There was going out again, coming back. And there was a feeling of release, of freedom, in that a deeper understanding. And it's almost as life has become more alive somehow, more alive, less this projecting, following a certain way, a certain dogma, a certain belief, even about what we talk about here.
Yes.
Like even awareness, presence, I just was aware and present. And that was it. There's no name. There was no name.
Yes, right. Yes. Right, yeah.
And it was itself. There was no need to go anywhere.
What else? I mean, what else? Right.
What else? In a way, it's so simple.
Yes.
It's terrible. It's how simple it is, how obvious, how present it is.
Right. I mean, in a way, our meetings here are just friends, you know, chatting together, enjoying each other's company.
There's this immensity now. That's it. Done, you know, in a way.
Yes.
And in a way, we're just playing a little bit with words, which is nice, but it is present as I am. And it's almost glorious, we're full of light. And I really want to thank you, because it's been almost like a seismic change. I listened to what you said and then contemplated it really deeply. And it's affected itself. It's moved itself without my intervention. I didn't do anything. It just, the recognition came alive that is it. And it was beautiful, just beautiful. So I want to thank you for that. I'm very, very grateful.
Yeah. We speak sometimes of the silent understanding.
And I just wanted to say that it just kind of expands beyond one's body, mind. I could feel all my environment became happier. The receptionists, the clients, everything was smiling, even the suffering of the dogs. You know?
Yes.
And I said, this cat with a swollen ear, I'll fix it. No, don't worry, I'm going to take it and fix it. And again, I thought, oh, it's going to bite me. So nothing. It was just the spontaneity of drained the ear, and all the blood came out, and cat felt better, and everything was just great. There was no worry, no concern about will it bite, will it not bite me, is it going to get complicated, not complicated.
Right.
There was just this kind of movement, natural movement of
Yeah.
doing that's doing itself.
Mm.
Yes.
Well, that's lovely.
Thank you.
Any questions? Well, thank you all, Jeff and Mike, and Nathan, Holger, Frank, George, Patrick, Alan, Richard, and my sweet Tara. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Magdi.
Magdi.